You're welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to be discussing accounting too. But we shall start with specialist accounts. And under specialist accounts we have things like branch accounts, container accounts, royalties account, and then hire purchase account. So we shall start with branch accounts. A branch. What do you understand by branch? A branch is like an outlet of any business. So branch accounts introduction. Branches, they arise when large business enterprises operate retail outlets away from their head office in different localities of the country, region, continent, or the world. A branch can either be a local branch or an international branch. It can either be in the home country or outside the country. That's what we call a branch, and they're mainly operated by large business enterprises. Businesses like Coca-Cola, MTN, Airtel, they have branches everywhere. The main office of the business is its head office, and then the outlet are regarded as branches. The head office procures the premises and physical resources needed for the branch to become operational. The head office does everything at the beginning, to see that the branch starts operating. Then it also controls to some varying degrees the operations of the branches. The head office controls to some degrees the operations of the branches. Then the major aim of branch accounts is to exercise control over branches and to avoid any irregularities. And branch profitability is ascertained. Stock and cash controls are also initiated. Then let's go to accounting records and branches. There are two methods of maintaining accounting records of branches. First, the head office keeps all the accounting records with those of its operations. Then secondly, branch individually maintain their own financial accounts and periodically submit certain information from them to enable the accounts for the business as a whole to be prepared. So the first method, the office keeps all the accounting records. Then the second method, the branches individually maintain their own financial accounts. And usually a trial balance is submitted to the head office at the end of the year when the branches maintain their own financial accounts. So from the above, branch accounts can be categorized into two, and that is centrally controlled branches and then autonomous branches. Centrally controlled branches, here all the accounting work is maintained at the head office, so the head office does everything. Then stock is purchased centrally and distributed to the branches, and then all the affairs and trading policies of the branch are controlled by the head office, that is centrally controlled branches. Then for autonomous branches, most of the accounting work is done at the branches. They do their own accounting work. Then branches operate with some degree of independency. They can do some things on their own without the help of the head office. Then lastly is that most stock is purchased locally. They can purchase their own stock without depending on the head office. And note, if the head office maintains all the accounts, they are meant to, first is to identify the level of sales and expenses for each branch and hence profit made by each branch. And that is under centrally controlled. When the head office maintains all the accounts, they are meant to identify the level of sales, expenses for each branch and hence the profit made by each branch. Then secondly, to record transactions showing charges in assets, liabilities, and then capital. And then lastly is to control any irregularities in sensitive assets like stock and then cash. Yeah, let's first look at accounting for centrally controlled branches. Yeah, accounting for centrally controlled branches. In this case, goods sent to the branches may be recorded at cost or at selling price. Yeah, goods sent to the branches may be recorded at cost or at selling price. Remember, we are looking at centrally controlled branches where we said the accounts are maintained by the head office. Yeah, so goods may be recorded either at cost or at selling price. Accounting for goods sent to the branches at cost is different from accounting for goods sent at selling price. Yeah, the head office opens up the following accounts separately for each branch. Yeah, in case the goods are sent at cost. Yeah, we shall have to first have these accounts. There are like 6. The first account is branch stock account. Branch stock account, it serves the purpose of branch trading account. So it means that it's used to determine the gross profit or gross loss of the branch. Yeah. Then branch debtors account. Branch debtors account, it records the credit sales made by the branch. We also have goods sent to the branch account. Goods sent to the branch account, it records the cost of goods sent from the head office to the branches during that period, which means that it records the goods sent and the goods returned. Yeah, and the goods that are returned to the head office by the branch. Then we also have branch cash account. It records the cash transactions made at the branches, and those are the cash receipts and payments made at the branches. Then branch expenses account. It records all the expenses incurred by the branch. Yeah, and lastly we have branch profit or loss account. Yeah, its main aim is to determine the branch profit for that financial period. Yeah. Then let's look at the methods of accounting for centrally controlled branches. Yeah. Two bases are recognized on which the head office may transfer goods to its branches. We said at the head office cost price and then at the head office selling price. Yeah. So we shall start with goods sent to the branches at the head office cost price. Yeah, goods sent to the branches at the head office cost price. Here are the entries made in the branch stock account at cost, and therefore the difference between sales and the cost of goods sold represent the branch gross profit. Yeah, entries made in the branch stock account are at profit. Yeah, then the entries made in the goods sent to branch account are always at cost to determine the total cost of goods sent to the branches during the period, which is deducted from the head office purchases in the head office trading account at the end of the period. Necessary journal entries. First is when goods are sent to the branch during that period. When goods are sent to the branch, it means that the stock at the branch is increasing. Yeah, and remember stock is it's an asset, it increases by debiting. So we debit the branch stock account. Yeah, and then we credit the goods sent to branch account at cost price. Yeah. Then in case of sales made at the branch during the year, we debit the branch debtors account into bracket credit sales. In case of credit sales, we debit the branch debtors account because debtors are also assets. They increase by crediting, and when you make credit sales, you're increasing on the debtors, the money that you're demanding from the debtors. So we debit the branch debtors account, and then when we make cash sales, we debit the branch cash account because cash is also an asset and it also increases by debiting and it reduces by crediting. Then we credit the branch stock account with both the credits and cash sales. Yeah, so when sales are made by the branch during the period, we debit the branch debtors account with credit sales, and we still debit we debit the branch cash account with cash sales, and then we credit the branch stock account with both credit and cash sales. Then 3, when in case of returns, and option A is in case of returns to the head office by the branch, when goods are returned to the head office by the branch. First, we debit goods sent to the branch account at cost price. Goods sent to the branch account because goods sent are reducing. You sent and then you're bringing them back. So we debit the goods sent to branch account, and then we credit the branch stock account. We said stock is an asset, it reduces by crediting. Yeah. When some returns are made by the branch to the head office, it means that the stock at the branch is reducing. So it's the reason why we credit the branch stock account. Then, in case of returns to the branch by the branch customers, in case customers return the goods at the branch, here we debit the branch stock account. The stock is increasing. Customers are taking the goods out of the business, stock had reduced, but then they return them back. So stock is increasing. We debit the branch stock account, and then we credit the branch debtors cash bank account with the sales value of the stock concerned. Yeah, because either debtors are reducing, yeah, the people that you're demanding in case of credit sales, or cash because you are supposed to give them back their money in case they return goods, so it can also reduce. Then bank, in case you are paying them back with check. Yeah. Then in case of expenses incurred by the branch, in case of expenses incurred by the branch, we debit the branch expenses account. Expenses also increase by debiting and they reduce by crediting. So in case of expenses incurred by the branch, we debit the branch expenses account, then we credit the cash account for expenses paid. We credit the branch debtors account for bad debts and discounts allowed. Then we still credit the branch stock account for stock losses. Yeah. Then for cash remittances to the head office by the branch, in case the branch sends cash to the head office. Yeah, in case the branch sends cash to the head office, we debit the head office cash account and we credit the branch cash account. Yeah, we debit the head office cash account because the head office is receiving cash. Yes, and cash increases by debiting. So it's the reason why we debit the head office cash account because their cash is increasing. And then we credit the branch cash account because for them their cash is reducing since they're sending the cash to the head office. Yeah, and those were the accounting entries in case goods are sent to the branch at cost price. Yeah, we shall have an example in our next video. Yeah, let's look at goods sent to the branch at selling price. Yeah. Whenever goods are invoiced to the branch at selling price, the profit element should be taken into consideration. Yeah. When goods are sent to the branch at selling price, it means that there is cost price plus the profit element, which makes the selling price. Yeah, so whenever goods are invoiced to the branch at selling price, the profit element should be put into consideration. Goods are charged to the branches at cost plus a predetermined profit percentage on cost. That is markup or on selling price margin. Yeah. And this helps to show the profit expected from sales made by the branch. Yeah, it helps to show the profit that is expected from the sales made by the branch. It enhances price and stock control as well as determining stock gains and losses. The branch opening and closing stock together with transfers to and from the head office must be reduced to cost so as to determine the gross profit. Yeah. And here accounts are maintained using two approaches. We have the memorandum approach and then the stock adjustment approach, or the adjustment approach, also known as the integrated system. Yeah. So we shall start with the memorandum approach. Memorandum approach. Here the branch stock account is maintained with two columns. One column records the branch transactions, like stock and transfers to and from the head office at cost. One column records transactions at cost. And this serves as the trading account and will show the gross profit made by the branch. Yeah, well, the column that records transactions at cost will show the gross profit made by the branch. Then another column records transactions at selling price. Yeah, so for it shows nothing since the goods were already sent to the branch at selling price. Yeah, so the most important column is the one that records transactions at cost, because its main aim is to determine gross profit made by the branch. Yeah. Then any difference in the memorandum columns of the branch stock account represents stock discrepancy, which may be stock deficiency or stock gain. Yeah, any difference shows either a stock deficiency or a stock gain. Stock deficiency will be compared with the allowance for wastage or preference if the actual stock deficiency or wastage is more than the normal loss or allowed loss. Investigations will be made. Yeah, if the stock deficiency is too much, investigations will be made. Yeah. Then stock losses can be categorized as follows. Stock losses can be categorized as follows. We have stock lost or stolen in transit to the branch when it's just being transferred from the head office to the branch and then it gets lost. Yeah, or stolen. Then we have normal stock loss at the branch, perhaps arising from acceptable breakages or normal working conditions. Yeah, you be when you are working and then you break something. That is normal stock loss at the branch. Then abnormal stock losses are arising from exceptional levels of stock breakages. Abnormal arise from exceptional levels of stock breakages. When something big happens, maybe something like fire breaks out. Yeah, and then it burns the warehouse. It's not normal, it's abnormal stock loss. Yeah, then cash lost or stolen at the branch. And lastly, authorized reductions by the head office in selling price for certain stock items. Authorized reductions by the head office in selling price for certain stock items. The head office may give the branch the right to reduce on the selling price of some items. That is also regarded as a loss. Yeah, so those were the 5 categories of stock losses. First is stock lost or stolen in transit to the branch, then normal stock loss at the branch, then abnormal stock losses, cash lost or stolen at the branch, then authorized reductions by the head office in selling price for certain stock items. Now let's look at the new journal entries for stock losses. Stock lost or stolen in transit to the branch, never under branch control. Yes, so here, when stock is lost in transit to the branch, we debit stock lost in transit account. Yeah, because it's regarded as an expense. Yeah, regarded as an expense, and expense is increased by debiting. So we debit stock lost in transit account, and we credit purchases or head office stock account with a cost lost. Yeah, and in case of insurance, in case the stock that was lost was insured, in case it was insured, we debit insurance proceeds receivables account. Insurance receivables account. Yeah, insurance that is receivable is regarded as an asset. Yeah, and it also increases by debiting. So we debit the insurance receivables account and we credit stock lost in transit account, because once the stock lost is insured, it means that this expense will reduce. Yeah, and it reduces by crediting. So we debit stock lost in transit account. Then in case of normal stock loss at the branch, we debit the branch expense account at cost. Yeah, because the expense is increasing. And then we credit the branch stock account with the cost and selling price respectively. We debit the branch stock account because the stock at the branch is what? Is reducing. Yeah, in case of normal stock loss, we debit the branch expense account and we credit the branch stock account. And then in case of abnormal stock losses at the branch, we debit the branch expense account because expenses are increasing at cost. And then we credit the branch stock account with the cost and selling price respectively. You get. Yeah. Then in case of cash lost or stolen at the branch. In case of cash lost or stolen at the branch, we debit branch expenses account. Expenses are increasing. Then we credit branch stock account with the amount of cash shortage, which has reduced cash sales. Yeah. Then necessary journal entries for stock transfers, purchases, sales, and returns. Yeah. When goods are sent to the branch during that period, we debit the branch stock account at cost and selling price respectively. And this is when goods are sent to the branch at selling price. Yeah, when goods are sent to the branch, we debit the branch stock account because stock is increasing. Then we credit the goods sent to branch account. Yeah. Then when sales are made by the branch during that period, in case of credit sales, we debit the branch debtors account because it increases by debiting. Then in case of cash sales, we debit the branch cash account because it also increases by debiting. Then we credit branch stock account with both credit and cash sales. Yeah, because we credit the branch stock account because when we sell goods either on cash or on credit, the stock at the branch is reducing. So it's the reason why we credit the branch stock account. Then in case of returns to the head office, in case of returns to the head office by the branch, yeah, in case the branch returns goods to the head office, first is we debit the goods sent to the branch account because they're reducing, and then we credit the branch stock account at cost and selling price respectively, because it's also reducing, the branch stock is also reducing. Then in case of goods returned to the branch by the branch debtors, when the branch customers return goods to the branch, we debit the branch stock account at cost and selling price respectively, because the stock at the branch is increasing after the customers returning what they had taken. Then we credit the branch debtors, because when some debtors return the goods, it reduces on the number of debtors, or it reduces on the amount that you're supposed to receive from customers. Then you can also credit the cash account in case you're giving them cash. Credit the bank account in case you're paying them back by check. Yeah, then in case of local purchases made by the branch, we debit the stock account with the cost and selling price of the local purchase. You debit the stock account where stock is increasing. Then you credit cash in case they bought the stock by cash, or you credit the creditor's account in case they bought the stock on credit. Yeah, and creditor's account increases by crediting. Yeah, with the cost of local purchase. Yeah, and that was all about centrally controlled branches. Yeah, we shall have an example in some other video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and watch my next video, which I'll be talking about autonomous branches.